It's about 1 in the morning. I just got out of the shower and I'm looking very deranged, which is very fitting for what I'm talking about today because it's a very nutty situation. It's going to take us straight into the heart of conspiracy land. There's going to be some wild theories being flung at the wall, and we're just going to see if they stick. But what I'm talking about, the situation itself, is a video that is about 5 days old at this point, so you've probably seen it. It's the video where the lady freaks out on the airplane and goes to get off, but before she does, she turns around and starts pointing at the passenger who was sitting beside her and starts claiming that the dude isn't real and says that everybody who stays on the airplane with him is going to die.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Bye.
That little bye at the end was just comedic genius. Just perfect timing. Bye. But yeah, that was a really good, heartfelt little speech there. You could tell she was genuinely shaken up, and she actually thinks that the dude back there isn't real. She doesn't clarify if she thinks he's like an imaginary friend, a ghost, reptilian, anything of the sorts. She just says he isn't real. And the way everybody also turned around in sync, just all of it at the same time, like, huh? Very, very funny video. But this video spawned some very wild discussions that I really didn't expect. Because I seen the video, and I was like, yeah, this is silly or whatever. She might have had like a what is it called? A premonition. How they do in Final Destination, where they like see their death and how it's going to happen, and then they try to change it by like getting off the airplane. Seems like she might have had one of those, and that dude was going to be the cause. And me personally as well, I want to see the person that she's talking about. I want to see if they kind of look like Mark Zuckerberg or something, if they look like a reptilian, if they don't look real. Because if they did look fake, then yeah, that would make her case a lot more believable. Maybe they had like a little inflatable dummy back there. Maybe someone brought a sex doll and put it in the seat and she's tripping her balls off or something. I don't really know what's going on, but it does seem like she may be having a manic episode. That's probably the most realistic explanation for this. But people have took this and ran for the fences with it. They have been going hog wild with the theories. But so far, no other angles of this video has came out. No one else has like shown who she was talking about. None of that's came out. There have been some people who thought they cracked the case, but it turns out to not be real whatsoever. This video was posted on Twitter claiming that they found video of the green hoodie dude that was the person that she claimed wasn't real. But it turns out this video is just nothing whatsoever related to the actual situation they're referencing, and it's from 2022 on a completely different airplane. So this green hoodie dude is not the person who isn't real. People even, they believe this video and started saying, oh yeah, I see it now. His eyes don't look, they don't look human. Something looks off. It looks uncanny valley. Like they were just roasting this dude about it. And he was probably feeling like 50 Cent being like, what'd they say fuck me for? So now that we can move past that and say that that isn't the explanation, there have been some other people to come out and throw out some different things and say some different things about it. And this one was kind of insane to me. This person says, what struck me about this incident is how the entire plane turned to look when she said, that man is not real. They didn't immediately laugh or groan. They looked. I think deep down, even normies know something is off. Nothing is as it seems. They can feel it. It makes it seem like they have spotty senses for something that isn't human. First off, though, if you were in this situation, if anybody was in this situation, and this lady says, that person is not real, and wants you to look, I'm gonna look. There is a 100% chance that I do look. It's like when your friend says, hey, there's a really hot girl behind you. Don't turn around and make it obvious, but you gotta look. And you just whip your head around at Mach speeds, pretty much like an owl. You just rotate it in inhuman degrees to take a peek. That is something that conspiracy theorist people like to do a lot, though. They always think there's a deeper meaning in every situation. There is no deeper meaning. She just said look, and natural human curiosity made them look. That doesn't mean it's definitive proof that there was a skinwalker aboard this plane or anything. That's just ridiculous. I was editing this video and I just thought of something that would absolutely blow the mind of the person that tweeted that. And now we're pretty much going to a parallel universe, because this video is claiming that the same exact thing happened that happened to that woman where she sat beside someone that wasn't real. They're saying this is the same exact situation, except it happened in Britain, and this man's trying to get off the plane because the person that was sitting beside him disturbed him so deeply.
Look at everyone filming, man. What's wrong?
So yeah, it's just your standard little overgrown toddler temper tantrum, and they had to subdue him by getting him in a headlock and stuff. All that kind of typical airplane freak out mumbo jumbo. But apparently this video wasn't even filmed in Britain, like the post says. It was in Zadar, Croatia. And the plane was on the runway. It wasn't in the air when this was happening. And the other passengers claimed that the man seemed to be very intoxicated with something other than alcohol, which is what led to this little violent outburst that he had. And the man was soon after arrested, and they have little articles and everything to verify it. So it turns out this dude didn't also sit beside someone that isn't real. There isn't a string of these fake, I guess they would be skinwalkers or something, these fake humanoid creatures that are flying on airplanes just to creep out one person on the plane and give them a little freak out moment. But I will say this whole situation has had me feeling like Charlie from It's Always Sunny in that Pepe Sylvia thing where he's connecting threads to points that just don't even exist. I'm doing that in my brain. I have this little board with pins and thread that just don't connect to anything that makes sense at all. But I'm trying to connect them to make it make sense. But there's nothing to make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Does that make sense? And while the most simple explanation for the way this lady reacted on the plane would just be some kind of psychotic episode of sorts, it does, it gets you thinking. And the possibilities there that maybe the dude wasn't real in the first place. Maybe she's onto something and everybody just thinks she's crazy. Because that's how it always happens in the movies. Someone says that, like, oh, there's a ghost in my room or a monster in my closet or under my bed. And the parent's like, oh, no, there's nothing there. You're silly. Go to sleep. And then the monster eats their toes or something. And then they no longer have toes. And they're like, Mom, I told you there was a monster and you didn't believe me. It's like that episode of Twilight Zone, the Nightmare at 40,000 feet with the little Sasquatch on the wing of the plane. The dude on the window seat can see it. And he knows, in his head, it's there and it exists. But to everyone else that he tries to get to see it, it just isn't there and no one else ever sees it. But is it actually real or is it all in his head? Who knows? So yeah, I don't know if I made much sense in this video. I look probably as crazy as I sound currently. I feel very sleep deprived. I do need to go to sleep. I'm very disheveled at the moment. Illuminati confirmed, and I'll catch you in the next one.